Hello, good afternoon, everybody. This is your host, Club out there, the Club that was Sports Report live right here in Leesburg, Virginia, Loudoun County area. Today, listeners, I'll talk to you guys about the fact that the Lakers, they get the top seed, they get the top spot, the top seed in the Western Conference, and they get a playoff spot. By the way, so that's good news for them as they took out the Jazz. I'm gonna talk to you guys about that. I'll talk to you guys also about the fact that the Pelicans, they took down the Grizz. Zion Williamson scoring 23 points in the game last night. What went down this last night on Raw? A lot of unusual stuff happened on Raw. I'll get you guys to that. Even Raw Underground was pretty good too. I'll tell you guys about that for sure. Who was in there? Nia Jax being suspended. Montez Ford collapsing, and even though he was poisoned, by the way. Impact Wrestling's Emergence, August 18th and 25th. 2-week pay-per-view, 2-week on AXSTV. Talk to us about the Kimber Lee has officially signed with Impact Wrestling. And all the details along the way in the reserve list. So after you spend 1 day of quarantine, and J. Cole intending to have his sights set. Tell us about that for sure. So that's all the news we have for today. I'm gonna start things off with how the Lakers and Jazz game went. So the Lakers, they took down the Jazz 116-108. You had LeBron James scoring 22 points. He had 8 rebounds, 9 assists, 83. Anthony Davis, he had 42 points and 12 rebounds in this game. This lands them top spot in the Western Conference. They're the top seed right now in the Western Conference. They're going to the playoffs. So after nearly a decade or so. So I can tell you this right now. The Lakers in the Western Conference, they're going to be unstoppable. I'll tell you that. But you got teams that are going to be running. Teams are going to try to derail them. Pips in there. Probably, Zion Williamson, the Pelicans, I guess. Mavs. But it's going to be a tough schedule, tough season for them, though. So playoffs, it'll be a whole different schedule. So that's all there is. So congrats to the Lakers once again, getting another win against the Jazz. And it didn't disappoint not one bit. So Lakers, top seed in the Western Conference, they don't disappoint. So all you guys got to know for that. And also, they took out John Morant and the Grizzlies. Score was 109-99. Zion Williamson had 23 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Let me tell you this, Zion Williamson, he don't disappoint not one bit. I can tell you that right now. So the effort they've put in there, he's gonna be like rookie MVP and possibly make it to the playoffs if necessary, and becoming a future NBA champ, by the way. So that's something a lot of people before. But the only teams I see as future candidates, the only teams I would see who got a lot more to digress, prove they still got it, will be LeBron James, James Harden, Russell Westbrook. Each counts will be, I'll give it credit still. So Lakers, they got a top spot, top seed in the Western Conference. They're going to the playoffs, and that's all there is. You guys got to know. So that's something that you guys are looking forward to. But I also told you guys though that the Pelicans, they beat the Grizz, and Zion Williamson, 23 points at 7 rebounds, 5 assists. He did disappoint last night. I'll tell you that right now. So he's going to be a force. He will be a force to reckon with. He's going to be an MVP favorite. Make them think about that. Maybe league MVP in the future, Finals MVP if he make it there. So keep your eyes on that. Playoffs are getting underway. So in a couple of months or a couple of weeks, I guess. So when it's playoff time, stage is set. So excited about that. And that's something you guys are looking forward to. I'll tell you that. Also, tell you about the stuff that happened last night on Monday Night Raw. You had, let's see, Montez Ford. Lights are flickering, by the way. Apollo Crews is the real U.S. champ. Took out MVP. Apollo Crews is the real U.S. champ, by the way. MVP evokes he revokes his rematch clause at SummerSlam against Apollo Crews for the U.S. title. So that's something a lot of you guys have been pounding over for weeks now. So yes, Apollo Crews, he is the real U.S. champ, and that's amazing right there. So yes, it is official now. So you'll see you'll see Apollo Crews versus MVP in a rematch for the U.S. title at SummerSlam, 2 weeks time, live on the WWE Network. So that is all there is to it, and it is disappointing not one bit. I'll tell you that. So I got Apollo Crews, retain the U.S. title. So I'm looking for that's something I was looking forward to right there. So give credit and congrats to Apollo Crews retaining the U.S. title, by the way, and that's amazing. So you gotta give it credit due. So another thing that happened one of the things that happened on Monday Night Raw last night, Nia Jax, and the fact that she didn't apologize to Pat Buck, who was a WWE official, by the way. So Nia Jax, I mean, look, she may have taken out Kairi Sane, even though Kairi Sane is gone. And even though Bayley took out Kairi Sane as well, unification match in the Roman title match last week, that is, Sasha Banks didn't win that match against Asuka. So basically, Kairi Sane is, she's doing WWE for good and she's returned to Japan. So next voyage, it's not looking good though. So Nia Jax, I'll tell you this. Nia Jax should be released from WWE for good. I'll tell you that right now. Because what happened last week, she put her hands on a WWE official. She did that. After she got into a brawl with Shayna Baszler. That is, by the way. And then Pat Buck, the WWE official, was trying to get an apology from Nia Jax. Pat Buck never got it. So Nia Jax is definitely suspended without pay, by the way. So that's it for Nia Jax. And I'll tell you this. Nia Jax, her WWE career is going to end very soon. I'm sorry. You can't put your hands on the official. You just can't do it. Nia Jax should in fact be released from WWE. I mean, yes, she's a former Raw Women's champ. We all know it. But she should be released for her actions from last week. And she didn't apologize to Pat Buck, a WWE official. She needs to be released from WWE as we know. Now, she may be temporarily suspended without pay, by the way. So, Nia Jax, I'm sorry. You just really wrecked your own career. And above all else, you disappoint a lot of people out there. So, Nia Jax, you meant you own up to it. But quite frankly, to be honest, Nia Jax, you don't live to expectations. And you once again putting your hands on the official Pat Buck yet again last night. It's just uncalled for after you said that you're definitely suspended without pay. So clearly, Nia Jax, your WWE career is definitely going to be over. I'll tell you that right now. So if you guys think Nia Jax is going to be leaving WWE or be released from WWE or be fired from WWE or released from WWE, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you think that should happen. If you think that should happen to her. So that's all you guys need to know for that. So Nia Jax was indefinitely suspended without pay. That is, putting her hands on official yet again, and she hasn't lived to potential. I'm sorry, but disappointing. Real disappointing. Another last night, that is, Montez Ford collapsed. He went to the trainer's room and he got poisoned in the middle of a match against Andrade, by the way. So Montez Ford, by the way, he got poisoned. And the question is, who did it? Was it Zelina Vega, Andrade? Who did it? Who poisoned Andrade? I'm sorry, who poisoned Montez Ford? Who did it? That question remains right there. People think it's Zelina. People are pointing fingers at Zelina Vega or Andrade or Angel Garza. I mean, even the fact that they had anything to do with it, then that's not gonna look good. I'll tell you that right now. So I mean, they're supposed to defend their. I mean, yes, the Street Profits are supposed to defend their Raw Tag Team titles against Angel Garza and Andrade. By the way, at SummerSlam for the Raw Tag Team titles, that match could be in dire jeopardy for sure. Because the fact that Montez Ford collapsed and the fact that he was poisoned, so this something explains a lot. So whatever his condition is, don't know if it's gonna be 100% for next week, next Monday. By the way, so that's gonna be that's the question that remains. So will the Raw Tag Team title match between the Street Profits and Andrade versus Andrade and Angel Garza, will that occur? Is it still intact? That's the question that you want to know. And a lot of you guys have been asking me, who poisoned Montez Ford? Who did it? Like, who could have possibly done it? Really, it's just something else. So hopefully, I'm wishing for speedy. I'm sending my thoughts and prayers out to Montez Ford, his family members, to Bianca Belair, the EFC of WWE, and Angelo Dawkins, Viking Profits. So that's where it's out to Montez Ford. Wish him speedy recovery. Hopefully, he makes it out one piece, and hopefully, he's ready for SummerSlam. So keep sending your thoughts prayers out to him. Wasn't himself though, but he's got a lot of energy. He's excited though, but you gotta love it though. Hopefully, he's doing well, and hopefully he gets out of this thing and tries to at least try to recover from this. Hopefully, he will. So that says a lot. Hopefully, he'll say a lot. So keep me your prayers, everybody, on that note. Also, another thing I want to address: Shane McMahon has Raw Underground. Oh yes, Raw Underground last night. So, there are a bunch of fights. I mean, MMA style. You had from those Babatunde. You had guys such as Dolph Ziggler in there, and Bobby Lashley. Oh yes, Bobby Lashley. Oh man, he didn't disappoint. I'll tell you that right now. Him and the Hurt Business, they're taking over. They're taking over Raw Underground. So they said it last night. They lost their titles, but that's on the works right there. So again, Raw Underground was amazing, but you'll see Volume 2 next Monday night. So I'm amazed with this one. I'm amazed where this is going. I mean, it's got MMA background. I mean, there could be some, maybe Shayna Baszler who had her hands full. By the way, with who had her hands full by the way, with Sasha Banks. You even had Riddle could be there. You could possibly see, Karrion Kross. You could see guys such as Timothy Thatcher would probably get in. The Yemen's one, Mia Yim. Rowdy Ronda Rousey knows a lot or a thing or two about UFC MMA. Marina Shafir was there. Jessamine Duke. Shayna Baszler, my goodness. If she wants to know that, that'll be good. I mean, I gotta say, Raw Underground, that's amazing. So the question is, could there be a SmackDown Underground? Could that mean this is like MMA combats, MMA style? I mean, I know the UFC Contender Series is coming back, but could there really be a SmackDown Underground? Maybe this Friday, I guess. I mean, if there was, I'll be surprised. I'll be real surprised. But there is a Raw Underground. I mean, I saw Raw Underground last night, and there's gonna be another for next week. So I look forward to seeing it. By the way, so it's surprising to a lot of everybody else, and that says a lot. I'll say that. So that's all you guys gotta know. So I'm just saying that it says a lot. So I mean, Raw Underground's gonna be changing landscapes what it is, and that's how it is. So you never know for sure. Also, this though, guys, that Kevin Owens, the Kevin Owens show. Ruby Riott was the guest. Explain the differences of what's been going on between her and Liv Morgan. And then Ruby Riott shared her side of the story, and wanted to get the Riott squad back together. But Sarah Logan's pregnant, by the way. So the Iconics came out, and they had a little insult to injury to Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan, by the way. So really, it is amazing, by the way. And KO Kevin Owens got slapped by the Iconics of Billy Kay, Peyton Royce, and then backed the Iconics, and then the Riott squad of Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. They won that match. So the question is, do you really see the Riott squad that is possibly getting an opportunity at the women's tag team titles? This really happened on the road? That's something that a lot of you guys have been eyeing on. And I could say this should say a lot though. So really, I think it's just safe to say that at this point, could happen. I mean, would you guys want to see Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan in the women's tag team title picture? Do you guys want to see that? Do you guys want to see that happen? So that's something. So I mean, there's plenty of work to be done for them, but they may get the opportunity of the women's tag team titles because they haven't been women's tag team champs at all. I can tell you that right now. So I mean, they want the opportunity to do so, but they're gonna get the opportunity. That's the question that remains. I mean, the Iconics, they're former women's tag team champs, longest reigning tag team champs. Asuka and Kyra saying they were longest reigning women's tag team champs, and you got Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. They were women's tag team champs as well. Now you got Bayley and Sasha Banks. The women's tag team champs. Sasha Banks, the 5-time Raw Women's champ. and Bayley, the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champ. That is, they're the two. You can say what you want. Say what you want. It's in the books. So it's official now, by the way. I'll tell you that. So that other news I want to get down to, by the way, Sasha Banks and Shayna Baszler was a good match, by the way. I will tell you that. But it's history in the making. So why couldn't yes, Sasha Banks and Asuka Raw Women's Title rematch on Network as she wants to avenge Kairi Sane. What they did to her. Asuka took out Sasha Banks and Bayley, so Asuka's gonna have her hands full next Monday against Bayley, the SmackDown Women's Champ, and one half of the Women's Tag Team Champs, by the way. So really, who Asuka's tag team? Could Io Shirai be Asuka's tag team partner, and to finally get a women's tag team title opportunity as well? I know yes. Asuka, she appeared at the Great American Bash last month, by the way. And then you saw, Asuka, she was a former Raw Women's Champ, and then Io Shirai still the NXT Women's Champ, by the way. I gotta say this right now. If Io Shirai was going to the main roster to be with Asuka, extremely legit. Really legit. I'll tell you that right now. Really legit. So, if Io Shirai was on the main roster, for sure, I'll tell you that for sure. If Io Shirai was on the main roster to be Asuka's tag team partner like they were in Japan, oh my. Look out. Because you might see them as you might see them going for those women's tag team titles, by the way. I'll say that right now. So you can say whatever you want, guys, but that's how I see it. You got Shayna Baszler having her hands full. She wants the opportunity. She wants another opportunity at the Raw Women's title, by the way, as well. So if Asuka, Shayna Baszler, she's going to face the winner of Sasha Banks, and she wants to know who the Raw Women's Champ is still going to be. Is it going to be Sasha Banks still, or is it going to be Asuka getting her title back? So I look forward to seeing that. By the way, it will be a caliber match, and the women out there putting a lot in the store, and women make a whole lot of history, which they've done. We've seen it numerous times. Sasha Banks and Bayley are the two woman power trip. Yes, they are. They may be two fourths of the four horsewomen of WWE's four horsewomen, but Sasha Banks and Bayley are two woman power trip with all the women's titles in their hands. Say what you want, guys, but that's how it's gonna be. If neither of them lose their titles, it's over. So it'll be good. So that's all I gotta say right for that. I'll say that for sure. And also, guys, that mass individuals were throwing fiery bottles at a generator. It's on camera early last night, and the identities have not been shown. This may be the new faction a lot of people are talking about. Yes, who was this new faction? They were masked, by the way, and they threw fiery bottles at the generators. So, who were they? Were there any arrest warrants? Were there any charges being filed? Was anybody aware of it? So clearly, this is a lot, but their identities have not been unveiled. I'll tell you that. Their identities were not unveiled. So that's something a lot of you guys have been eyeing on for sure. I'll say that for sure. Say much, but Make no mistake, I'm not sure who that was supposed to be the new faction, I assume. So right on that track, right on track on that part. So that's all you need to know for that. Also, Kevin Owens gonna have hands full with Randy Orton next Monday night on Raw. By the way, so that's some lot you guys are gonna be looking forward to. I'll tell you that right now. So does say a lot to the very least, but didn't disappoint not one bit. I'll tell you that. So that's all you know from what happened last night on Monday Night Raw, and catch Raw Underground next Monday night. So it's amazing news. Amazing news yet. So big move there. I'll say a really big move there. Now, another topics I wanna address. By the way, I want to say happy birthdays to happy 22nd to Mariah Mayx. By the way, want to say happy 43rd to Frank Kazarian of 1/3 of the SCU. That's right. So happy birthdays to them. Send your birthday wishes, send your birthday shouts, your birthday tweets to them, by the way, in the comment section down below. Please do so, everybody on that. Wish them both happy birthdays, and I guess you can do for that. So a lot more to be said there. Nothing more to it. Others I want to address, by the way, that Yadier Molina was one of the Cardinals to have the coronavirus, along with Paul DeJong and Mundo Sosa, Rangel Ravello, Junior Fernandez, and Cody Whitley. So those individuals that have the coronavirus. I mean, now 13 Cardinals players, they have the coronavirus, along with 6 staff members. They had the coronavirus as well. So there have been 13 cases for the Cardinals of the coronavirus. Their games were canceled against the Bucks. Their games were against the Brewers. And games were canceled against the Tigers as well, by the way. So the Cardinals are in Milwaukee to await the testing results, by the way. And obviously, this is not looking good. So if MLB is canceled, by the way, which it could be for sure. I mean, yes. MLB wants to finish off their season in this month, by the way, next month, and trying to get to playoffs, though, by the way. That may not happen. So I think if MLB does consider canceling their season, then they're in jeopardy and they could lose a lot. I think it's safe to say that Rob Manfred's going to do the right thing and just consider canceling baseball for good. And there may not be any playoffs nor World Series champs, but they could find a bubble. They could find a bubble that is with certain teams to keep the season, the playoffs, and the World Series intact. So with this coronavirus thing going on, I would cancel the season. That's what I would do. So hopefully that happens. And if it doesn't, that's pretty much on Rob Manfred and them baseball themselves, because they don't have a bubble. They don't have a bubble. The season's in jeopardy, and it does not look good. I can tell you that right now. So hopefully something's got to be done about that. I can tell you that something needs to be done. Find a bubble, play a season there. That's all you guys got to do. So all you guys need to know. So that's all there is to it, just for that. And a lot more to be said there. I'll tell you that right now. So that's all there is you need to know. A lot more to it. No, so some others I want to address, by the way, that Gardner Minshew, he was on the coronavirus reserve list after he spent more than 1 day of quarantine, and he came back in the main roster, by the way. So that's good news for him, by the way. So he's okay for now. I will say that for sure. And it does say a lot. Make them think about that. So that's all there is to it. So It was all just coincidence. It was just a false coronavirus report, by the way. So that's all there is. So he's in good hands now. J. Cole on the flips other side. No topic. J. Cole, he's getting his first shot at making NBA stardom with the Pistons. His first shot at making NBA stardom with the Pistons giving him a tryout. So I don't know to go from here. That J. Cole made a bit of more than chew. So that's something a lot of people have been switching up from music to the NBA. Why are people saying? People are going to say, people can say to J. Cole, why are you switching going from just going to, throw your music career away, and just go to. They should have put a basketball commercial, which they did, and he was in the NBA Celebrity All Star Game as well for sure, which he was I think a few years ago, I guess. But clearly, I don't see this happening. I mean, it could happen, but this could cost him dearly. I'll tell you that. I mean, yes, he can pursue, still doing rap music, which he does, releasing new albums. But him going to the NBA, I mean, playing for a team that is playing for a title team, that's a so there's something to be said there. And clearly, I don't know why J. Cole's even doing it. I don't know exactly what this is. And who would he team with? In the top team in the West? I mean, could it be the Pistons give him a tryout, even though they haven't done so much? Could it be Clips? Could it be Rockets? Could it be the Celtics? Could it be the Bucks and Greek Freak? I mean, go. Why is J. Cole going to the NBA? This could damage his. I mean, his. There could also be some implications to this decision. But J. Cole, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. And I mean, it may be a good move though. So you may go on a music career, and that's that. So it's something I can't describe, but that's all there's. Also, I forgot this. On Monday Night Raw this last night, Dominik challenged Seth Rollins to a match at SummerSlam. And Dominik is doing this to avenge his dad, the 619 Rey Mysterio, who's still coming from that gruesome eye for an eye matchup at the horror show at Extreme Rules. And look, this is just one of the things I can't describe right now. Why is Dominik putting himself in harm's way? Yes, he's a grown adult though, but he's not a wrestler. He's not. He's got to get some train. He's got to train first. He's got to train. Why is Dominik and Rey Mysterio? I'm sorry, it's not instruments against the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. And if he gets his eye poked out, if he wants him like his dad, Rey Mysterio, it's over. It is over. Dominik should never got himself into this kind of match. He should never done it. And why did Seth Rollins? Why did Dominik go Seth Rollins into this SummerSlam match? Why did there are going to be a lot of unanswered questions here. And Rey Mysterio, Dominik's dad, Dominik, why did you put yourself in harm's way? Why would you even bother having this match when you're not trained? Rey Mysterio is going to say those kind of things to Dominik. He's going to ask why with Seth Rollins. I really don't get that, because if Dominik gets his eye poked out, it's over. Because Dominik, you may have made a good decision, me avenging Rey Mysterio, but Dominik, you gotta be careful what you ask for, because Dominik, your legacy, your livelihoods on the line here. Because Dominik, you gotta think about because this is not gonna end well. It's not. So, what? Yeah, I mean, you're not in the train. You're not in WWE yet, and you've seen your dad 6 members. win matches, which he has. I mean, he'll make it to the Hall of Fame, the WWE Hall of Fame one day. But clearly, this is not, in my opinion, this is not a good decision. I'll tell you that this is a really bad decision. I mean, I know he wants to avenge what happened to Rey Mysterio at Extreme Rules, the horror show, and for the eye for an eye match, which is I can't describe that match. But clearly, this is not right. It's really not right. I'll tell you that. It's really not. It's just not a good decision. I'll say that right now. So why did Dominik goat Seth Rollins into a match at SummerSlam? And Dominik's going to ask himself that. Williamson could ask himself that for sure. He could ask Dominik that. So I don't know why this. I mean, it seems pretty crazy though. But clearly, he's lost it. He's literally lost it. So I got to ask everybody out there. You think that the Dominik versus the Dominik versus Seth Rollins match should happen or should not happen at SummerSlam? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. I will address the response to everybody on that note. And I don't know why. I mean, he wants to eventually what happened to his dad, Rey Mysterio. This is not good for this. This is not good. You're in trouble now, because Dominik, you gotta train first. You gotta train a whole lot harder than you are. So you gotta train. So So I would just cancel the match. The match shouldn't happen at all. And I mean, yes, Dominik has attacked Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy numerous times. But having him facing him at SummerSlam, come on, that's just not right. It's really not right. I'm hoping for once that this match doesn't happen, because it's just uncalled for. It really is. I mean, Seth Rollins has done some heinous stuff. I mean, he's put against Rey Mysterio's eye out. Clearly, it's not right. It's really not right. I think this match should not happen at SummerSlam. It should not happen at SummerSlam. I'll tell you that right now. So hopefully that does not ensue. And if it does, it already ensued though. So the match is indeed official, but wants to avenge what happened to Rey Mysterio. That's what he wants to do. His own dad, that is, by the way. So that's all he wants to do just for now. So that's all there is. And I don't know how you describe that, but that's all you guys need to know on that part. And a lot to be said. I'll say that right now. So nothing but to it. Another thing I want to address, by the way, Kimber Lee has officially signed with Impact Wrestling, by the way. Congrats to her on that part. Now, she made a few appearances, taking on Havoc, being that Knockouts Battle Royal. And having the opportunity to face Deonna Purrazzo, and she lost that match last week. So, congrats to Kimber Lee on that. That's all you guys need to know. So, I'm to it. Also, guys, Impact Wrestling Emergence is going to be a 2-week special, August 18th and the 25th, live week special. So mark it down your calendars, everybody. So once again, Impact Wrestling Emergence, August 18th and the 25th on AXSTV. So best news yet, everybody. So you got to give them credit's due. I know you guys look forward to it. And it'll be amazing. It'll be must see, must watch. And that's all there is to it just for now on that. So got to give them credit's due for that. Also, guys, Roger Penske will not have any fans for Indy 500, by the way, which he will not. Best news yet. And you know that's pretty much all there is you need to know on that part. So yeah. So Penske will not be having any fans whatsoever. They're not going to be. They will. You don't be seeing him at the 104th running of the Great Spectacle in Racing. That's surprise news right there. You will be seeing them. Well, now more. You won't be seeing them either on Indy 500 nor the Great 104th running of the Great Spectacle in Racing. By the way, first no fans. First with no fans. By the way. So that right there says a lot because this coronavirus suck has been occurring for weeks and months now. Hasn't dissolved since, and I hope there's a curative vaccine, which there needs to be, and they gotta find a whole lot sooner rather than later. That's all they need to do just for now. So that's all there is. Also, this though, guys, Rafael Nadal will not be in the U.S. Open due to coronavirus issues. So good choice for him. He wants to keep himself in check, just for his well-being, for his health, his well-being, for his safety. So good move there, Rafa Nadal. Good move right there. So gotta give credits due. So gotta give credits due for that. And others I want to address, by the way, Gary Patterson apologized for using a racial slur. That is, by the way, he apologized for that. And he said, "We're here. I met with our seniors and leadership council last night about how we move forward as a team. We're committed as individuals and as a program of time." And he says, "I apologize for the use of the N word, and in the context, it's extremely unacceptable. We always encourage our players to do better and be better, and I must live by the same standards." By the way, for sure. And also, redshirt freshman by the name of what's his name? Dylan Jordan, by the way. He says right here that Patterson called him and the teammates, "You're an effing brat. I'll send you back to Pittsburgh, Kansas," by the way. So it's really just uncalled for. Not about the fact, it's about that of the context, by the way. So really, he's been kicked out, and really not a good move. So I mean, yeah, they kicked him out. Trash, straight up trash. What he made him though. So not a good approach, guys. That is pretty much all you guys need to know in that part. So that is all there is, and all there is to just for now. So nothing more to it, by the way, everybody. On that note, and that is the exception right there, just for now. This is a lot. Also, this though, guys, do I give it a reason as to why he bought the XFL for 15 million? He says to help out the players, to help them have their bigger dreams, to help them just achieve more, to help them just have a set of standards to bring back to make the XFL in his own image. By the way, you gotta love it though. You gotta love it though. So I'm just saying that this is pretty good, and I think that The Rock did buy the XFL out of bankruptcy for 15 mil for sure. His wife Danny Garcia, his ex-wife Danny Garcia, along with the Gary Cardinale and Redbird Capital Partners, the investment industry. They bought the XFL for 15 mil, by the way, and they're trying to reinvigorate, try to maybe what is it? They're trying to bring it back, by the way. They bought it out of bankruptcy before it's being to auction. They're trying to at least they're trying to at least bring it back. By the way, in the Rock's image, and I gotta say this, it was a Hollywood move, by the way. And honestly, this is a really good move. I think that some of these XFL players won the opportunity. So I mean, they're trying to revive the XFL back, and it may happen in 2020. It may not be this. It may not be at the end of this year, for sure. I'll tell you that because this coronavirus cycle has been going on for months and months now. It may as well be in 2021. So that's a lot of you guys have been eyeing on, and I think this thing to say a really good move. I'll say that for sure. But obviously, this just is a lot. And I just think it's just safe to say that, The Rock bought the XFL out of bankruptcy, which is best move for $15 million. Pretty good. Just give the XFL, just gives XFL players a comeback, and that right there says a lot. I mean, even though the XFL was canceled due to the coronavirus saga and it went to bankruptcy, they tend to bring it back in 2021, but they went to bankruptcy, and then the next thing, the months later, The Rock buys the XFL out of bankruptcy for $15 million, by the way. Wants to bring it back, just give the players the opportunity to, bring themselves back, to have them to better futures, and to give fans what they really desire. So that's all he wants to do. So I'll give him credit due for that. So you gotta love everybody, by the way. You gotta love it though. So that's all there is to it. You just need to know. Ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do right there for the Clothing Harbor Sports Sport. Please be sure you always like to subscribe to the Clothing Harbor Sports Sport YouTube channel and Facebook page by any and all means necessary. Be sure you send me your comments, tweets, your thoughts, your reaction of Raw Underground last night. Let me know about that. What were happening on Monday Night Raw last night? What's your thoughts on Raw Underground too, by the way? Let me know about that as well for sure. What's any thoughts and praise out to Montez Ford as he's recovering, as he collapsed, as he was poisoned. Any thoughts and praise out to him, by the way. To Bianca Belair. Please do so, everybody. What are your thoughts, Dilly? Let me know about that. Let me know if you think that match should not happen. Let me know in the comment section. I will address response to that, by the way, everybody, on that note. Your thoughts, Dilly, on the Lakers being the top seed in the Western Conference. Let me know about that. I will definitely just sponsor you. You got them walking out as NBA champs, by the way. Let me know in the comment section. I'll address the sponsor that, everybody, on that note as well. Your thoughts on the Pelicans defeating the Grizz last night. Williamson scoring 23 points and 7 rebounds and 5 assists. Let me know about in the comment section what your extra thoughts are. You think it's going to be future MVP? I'll know about the comment section. I'll address the sponsor by everybody on that. You thoughts on Impact Wrestling doing Emergence August 18th and 25th, the 2-week special, by the way. Let me know about the comment section. I'll address the sponsor everybody on that note. All there is to it just for now. And Penske, not having fans for sure. That's all there is to it for now. Gardner Minshew, that is being taken off the coronavirus reserve list after he would spend more than 1 day of quarantine. By the way, went back to the roster. So what are your thoughts, Zelly, on J. Cole, that is going in pursuit of going to NBA star? The Pistons